Happy Monday! I decided to get on here real quick and give you guys an update. Hopefully a quick one. I'll try really hard to make it quick. I received a lot of love from my last video. Thank you so much. If you were one of those that had messaged me or called me or commented, or have texted me, thank you so much for reaching out. I really truly appreciate it. And if I have not yet gotten to your text or comments, I promise I will. This week has been a little crazy, but it feels really amazing to feel so much support from you all. So thank you so much for reaching out. I really truly appreciate it. So this week, first off, I'm just gonna be real with you. I have okay days and I have really terrible days. Today's one of those really terrible days. I just feel overly fatigued, and it's super frustrating. I don't understand why some days are worse than others, but it's only 9 a.m. I've been up for 2 hours and I feel like I've been awake for 48 hours. I am just so tired. So I don't know. I'm just so tired. It's super frustrating. But I think I have a little bit more direction. So we'll talk about that today. First of all, last I talked in the video, I'm shaking. It's because I'm so tired, and holding my arm up is like no bueno. Sorry, guys. Last night we talked, I was being referred to an endocrinologist. So that Monday, I had made seriously like 10 phone calls because the referral was having a really hard time being sent from my primary care physician to the hospital where the endocrinologist was. And I don't understand what the hiccup was, but they were having a really hard time sending it over to them. And it was super frustrating because it had been like a week and they couldn't get it over. So I said, that's it. I've been bedridden this whole entire week. I'm not waiting any longer. So I called the endocrinologist seriously like 5 times. And the poor thing, I talk to the same girl every time. She probably thinks I'm a little crazy, but I don't care because I am the advocate for my own health, right? So finally, like the 5th call, I'm like, okay, hypothetically, if you had my referral sitting right in front of you, what is the scheduling like? And she's like, well, even if I have your referral, we're about 2 months out. And I'm like, I can't wait. I cannot wait that long. I am just too exhausted. Hold on, I have to pause. My 5-year-old is yelling at me. So I decided to call my insurance, and I talked to an advocate there, and I'm like, okay, give me all the endocrinologists that you cover in the valley, and I'm gonna call every single one of them and see what their scheduling is like. So I did, and I got some 4 months out, some 6 weeks out, some 2 months out, and I was like, no. I've gotta keep trying. Like, there has to be somebody out there. So I finally came across a clinic in just 5 minutes away from me, seriously, maybe 8 minutes. And they are just an endocrinology clinic. And they're not in a hospital, they're not in another hospital clinic, nothing like that. They're just kind of like out on their own, but my insurance covers them. So I thought I'd give them a try, and they could get me in the very next day. And I'm like, let's do it. And I was really nervous. I'm like, what if they're really not very professional? I don't know. Like, with my situation, I'm like, I need somebody who's really thorough and will keep an open mind and test me for things that maybe they're not used to testing for, because I really feel like my situation is gonna be a little different than what you would typically see. So, kind of like a car, typical things that happen wrong with cars, I feel like all the doctors keep testing me for. But I think I need a deeper diagnostic testing, like a car specialist that will test every nitty gritty little thing. That's what I need with somebody to do with my body. So, I was a little nervous, but I went in on Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it took a few days to find him. Anyway, so I went in on Wednesday and he was looking over at my charts and he's like, "What has your primary doctors done for you?" And I'm like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Actually, what the doctor put on my charts, because if you guys don't know, you can go look at your charts and your diagnostic everything that the doctors write, your notes and everything. Sorry, my brain is a little foggy, guys, so I hope you're still following me. But you can go in and look at your charts and see what the doctor has said after your appointments. And my primary care physician said unknown fatigue as my diagnostic. Unknown fatigue and morbidly obese due to excessive calorie intake. Excuse me? I don't understand how he could come to that diagnostic. There's no scientific proof that that's why I've gained weight. He doesn't know what I eat on a day-to-day. He's not a dietitian and he hasn't been following my diet. I was just fuming mad with that diagnostic. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I feel like he just judged me. 100% looked at my body and judged me, which is not okay. I'm not okay with that. So I was expressing my concerns with this endocrinologist and he's like, no, something's going on with your body that has been an advocate of making you gain all this weight. And I'm like, granted, my diet is not 100%, but I eat healthier than most Americans. I mean, I am very conscientious of what I put in my body. However, I do, indulge every so often. So, but that's normal. And I should not be gaining 100 and plus pounds from indulging every once in a while. That's not okay. But there's something's up. So this doctor was going through my charts and he was like, no, something's going on. So, he really feels like my thyroid is just fine. But something else is causing my high antibodies to go up, because you can get high antibodies by something else in the system being off. So I don't really quite understand everything, but we're doing 3 more thyroid tests, or we did 3 more thyroid tests, just to 100% rule it out. The last one will be an ultrasound on the thyroid to make sure there's no scarring. So if there's something called subclinical or something, Hashimoto's or Graves', where like you'll have random flare-ups and then you'll be okay, and then flare-ups and then you'll be okay. So he could see that with an ultrasound to see if I've had past flare-ups. So that's our last ruling to make sure my thyroid is fine. However, what he's very suspicious of is a little nerve-wracking for me. What he really is concerned about is called acromegaly. If you haven't heard of it, it is a condition where your body produces too much human growth hormone, HGH, and it can cause a slew of complications, which my symptoms, it would make sense. It can also cause high cortisol issues, which a lot of my symptoms shoot for high cortisol. So I've noticed some of these symptoms, which is why it kind of made me nervous, because when he was concerned about it, I was like, oh, I can kind of see that. So my feet have grown, my hands have grown, and my nose have grown. And those are all beginning symptoms of this acromegaly. So anyway, what it is it's a tumor issue in the endocrinatic system. So as of right now, I had a whole slew of labs done to see if any of those hormones are off. And if they are, then I have to go through and do tumor hunting. There's a word for it, but that's what I'm going to use. So, fingers crossed, guys. That's where I'm at. I'm waiting for my blood results to see if we need to go tumor hunting. So, please keep me in your thoughts and in your prayers, and hopefully everything will be okay from there. I feel like this guy is a good fit for me. He's very concerned, and he listened to my own assumptions, and he listened to what I've been experiencing. You know, he just really was legitimately concerned, and so that brought me comfort, knowing that I finally have somebody in my corner that might know what they're doing and might help me through this. So that's where I'm at, guys. Hopefully by next week I'll have a little bit more answers, but right now I am just kind of waiting to hear from what my lab results are. So sorry to leave you hanging, but I'm hanging as well. Anyway, thank you so much again for all of your support. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it, especially all of those that have reached out. Thank you. It's amazing how many of you out there are experiencing some of these same symptoms, and it's been interesting to learn about your journeys as well. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for being open with me, and thank you for being here on my journey. I love you all. Thank you so much. Until next time.